about the big mover of yesterday, Adani Enterprises, that gained, and of course there was the news flow at the end of the day with the value unlocking happening at Wilmar. What would you recommend on the charts? Do you see further upside on that one? And secondly, what about Gujarat Gas? That's expected to be under pressure because sources tell us that the Morbi ceramic industry is likely talking about the possibility of shutting down the businesses for a month, which would severely impact their volumes. On the charts, Gujarat Gas and Adani Enterprises, Naresh?
So Adani Enterprises, we saw a big gap down in the month of November. And post that, the recovery was stalled at around 2550. Yesterday, we have closed finally about 2550 levels. That implies a possibility of closing the gap around that 2800, 2900 mark. So for now, I would expect a test of that 2800 mark. If somebody is looking out for a trade, one should keep a stop loss below 2530 and expect a move towards 2800 levels. Gujarat Gas, on the other hand, looks in a downtrend, very similar to the whole gas names, whether it is IGL, MGL. We've seen the downtrend continue. We did have a recovery after the fall from say 680 all the way to 440 to 520 levels. For now, it should be finding a new range, basically between say 470, 480 on the downside, 520, 530 on the upside. So for now, no trade out here, but would expect a test of 470, 480 also going forward.
Devin, just want to revisit Adani Enterprises with you, one of the top performers yesterday, and we were chatting just last afternoon after, their decision to exit the Wilmar JV. They're going to be raising about $2 billion, and that's going to go in the core competence business, that's infrastructure, ports, etc. Highlight which companies do you think stand to be beneficiary? Of course, the sentimental knee-jerk was felt on Adani Ports, Adani Power, etc., which shot up quite a fair bit in trade.
I say, in my understanding, 2025 and 2027, this 2-year period, is going to be the period which is going to benefit maximum Adani Enterprise. Adani Enterprise is incubating lots of businesses, and each of these businesses are reaching to a stage where probably they are separately getting listed. Say, for example, Adani Airports and Adani Roads, which are incubated under Adani Enterprise, they are likely to become separate entities in this 2-year period. And if that is happening so, then probably there is an opportunity to make large part of money. What they're currently doing is systematic way of deleveraging the balance sheet on one side. At the same time, using the power of sustainable cash flows that they are having due to various businesses which are contributing high amount of cash. They're using that particular power to reinvest that money back into the business. So to a greater extent, the previous year's situation of they expanding and stretching themselves too much on the debt, that situation is now, I think, taken under control completely. And as I understand, I think it is more of a cash flow investment which is going to create the further amount of growth for this group. So in my viewpoint, I think the companies like Adani Port would be remaining relatively more formidable combination along with Adani Enterprise because of the port's capacities have been increasing. Their yield has been increasing. Their automation program is basically bringing down their costs under control. So all in all put together, both these companies, Adani Enterprise, Adani Ports, they relatively look compelling opportunities from the investment perspective.
Adani Enterprise